All right, we are going to do math on 319. If you'll grab this paper out of your stack, and then let's talk about, while you're doing that, let's talk about the things we're going to be doing today. We're going to be connecting 10 frames to the number. We're going to be connecting hands, the number on hands to the number, and also the 10 frame. We're going to count the dots and look for which one is less, and then we're going to add some numbers together. Now, the thing as you get started is I want you to try to draw really straight lines between the dots. So, kind of make a plan before you draw your line, how it's going to go and where you're headed so that you aren't kind of doing curved lines and it just gets messy if you don't go really straight between the two lines. So this next one, I'm looking at this dot. So I did the example that was 7. I just connected the example they gave us. And now I'm looking at this next 10 frame and I know it has 9. And I know it has 9 because I can see where the one dot is missing to make it a full 10. I also could count it. And remember, we know the top has 5. So we don't need to count those. We're just going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now when I look, I'm going to make my plan. So I see the 9 right here. And so I'm going to start at the dot and try to get to that dot. So I'm going to make my plan and I'm going to draw in my line. Go ahead and finish doing this section. Now let's go on to this section. Now one thing I noticed, because I did this as an example one day, this one gets kind of messy because you've got lines going both from the hand to the number and then the number to a 10 frame box. So if you will just try again to make a really good plan and draw as straight of lines as you can, that would be helpful. So I'm just going to trace over the example they gave us. So I'm connecting the one thumb to the number 1 and then the 1 to the dot in the 10 frame box. So now let's look for the number 2. So you could do this a couple of ways. You could either start with this first hand, connect it to the number, and then find the 10 frame box. Or you can look specifically for a specific number like they started with 1. So I'm going to look for 2 fingers, and I found it. Did you find your 2 fingers? It is way down here at the bottom. So I have to make my plan. I'm going to go from this dot way up to the very top where that 2 is. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line. I'm actually going to start at the 2 and work my way down. Okay, making my plan, going way down. So there's my line from the 2 to the fingers. Now I have to find the box with the 2 dots in it. Look and see where that box is. Okay, I see it down here. So again, not quite as long, but I've got a long line. So I'm going to make my plan and I'm going to draw my line as straight as I can between those the 2 dots. Okay, down here, they've given us the first example. We can see they counted 2 dots and 4 dots. They wrote in the 2 and they wrote in the 4, and then they want us to circle the one that is less. So over here, start by counting the dots. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to write a 3 in right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to write in our 4, try to have it go the right way, and remember we do it in 2 strokes. So I go down and across, pick up, and then straight down. Now they want us to do the part that is less. So let's go ahead and circle. Is the 3 or the 4 less? The 3. Now I just realized I didn't tell you to finish this section up here. Go ahead and finish this section up here, connecting the dots, and then go ahead and do the rest of these down here. I'm just going to flip the paper over so we can look at the other side. Now you guys are getting so good at adding. Now, see the dividing line right here? That is telling us we're dividing smaller numbers to add with bigger numbers to add. Now, I will tell you, if you want to draw the circles up on this part, as long as you draw them neat, you could draw circles. Down here, that's starting to get to be a lot of circles. So again, I would recommend maybe more your fingers, or if you have crayons or Legos or something that you can use to help you count, that would probably be better. Now remember, so when it's smaller numbers, it doesn't matter too much which one you count first. Also, you can put them up on the different hands, so you can do 2 plus 2 with your different hands. Down here, remember, it is easier if you put the bigger number up first. So when I look at this problem right here, for example, I see 2 plus 6. If I put up 2 fingers and then I try to put up 6 more, it's a lot easier to make a mistake. But when we're adding, it really doesn't matter if we put 2 fingers up first or 6 fingers up first, as long as we put those 2. So what I'm going to do actually to make this one easier, I'm going to start with my 6 fingers up because that's the bigger number. So I'm going to go 6 and I have to put 2 more up. So I'm going to go 1, 2. And that gives me 5 on this hand, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to write an 8 in this box right here. Now, what I would like you to do on this side is I would like you to do at least a full column. And then if you have any wrong or you're struggling, maybe you guys at home can do another column. But just get some practice in with going. If you want to do the whole page, you can do the whole page. But I only want to make sure you do at least a column. That's from the top to the bottom. So go ahead and do these adding problems now.